Greetings and salutations, everyone, and welcome back to tonight's second half. Before we get into tonight's second half, a couple links. As you know, I rely on Patreon, PayPal, and my merch to help the channel to continue to grow and go. The links to Patreon and PayPal are in the description below. My merch displayed directly under the video. Also, Dogman Frightening Encounters, Volume 1 through 3, the audiobook version. They were written and researched by Tom Lyons, narrated and produced by me, Jeff Nadolny. Those audiobooks are available on Audible, Amazon, and iTunes, the links to which are also in the description as well. And finally, last but definitely not least, if you'd really like to help support this channel to continue to grow and go, simply subscribe, click that like button, and please leave a comment. All of those things really does help, and they definitely matter. Now, everyone, I've taken far too much of your time. Let's get on with tonight's second half, shall we? All right, so a major part of the channel is to have a platform where people can feel comfortable to share their experiences. I think that is essential. Some people don't know how to deal with what they saw, and it can be traumatic. I've heard of people taking their lives because of having experiences. One of the biggest parts of this platform to me is to expose the corruption, expose the cover-ups. Not just repeat what a newspaper says. I don't do that. I do sometimes when I'm trying to get to a situation, like I'll share the newsprint and then I'll share the research that I've done. The cover-ups go right from the bottom all the way to the top, from local police / mayor, town supervisor, to the FBI and other three-letter agencies / president. They are covering up things on a daily basis. They do not want the public to know. Now, when such agency is questioned and they don't feel like they're put on the spot and their walls are down, that's when information flows. But then, once they realize that you are questioning them for the right reasons, the walls go up and the lies come out. This is very important. Right now, you are going to hear a police officer admit something that the news and local, state, and federal agencies will not admit to. They are covering it up. Check it out. All right, guys. So about a year ago, I covered a case, Richard Timothy Honaker. He disappeared in the Richland-Tazewell County area, and he was found. Body was found, torn apart in a culvert, and not far from where they had searched, or actually they had searched. Well, just to refresh everyone's memory, I did make a phone call to the police department to clarify a couple things, and that phone call will be in this video as well. Human remains were discovered in a remote area of Richland, Virginia on Saturday, according to Richland Police Chief Jerry Gilbert. Gilbert told News Channel 11 that hikers found what they believed to be a body Saturday night while hiking through what is described as rugged and steep terrain. Gilbert said officers responded to the area off River Road and were able to confirm there were human remains. On Sunday, Gilbert said the Richland Police Department Crime Investigation Division, Virginia State Police, and Richland Fire and Rescue went back out to the remains to investigate. The body appears to be a male. The remains were sent to Roanoke for an autopsy, and the identity of the person has not been confirmed as of Thursday. However, Gilbert
told News Channel 11 the area in which remains were found is the same that the missing man last seen on March of 2021 was seen. According to Gilbert, police believe the remains to be Richard Timothy Honaker. However, Gilbert said before they can be certain, DNA results from that autopsy will be confirmed. Now, like I said, I've got some people out there, 2 people that, feed me some news when things go wrong. Actually, I've got a lot of subscribers, and you guys just constantly are feeding me information. So that's the deal. I've got you guys are my crime scene investigators, I guess. So apparently in the last couple of days, there's been a lot of dark vehicles with tinted windows, blacked out windows. Now, I'm not being discriminating, okay? This is a town of hard-working folk. It's not a very wealthy area. So these people notice a strange vehicle like that, all right? So you've got a lot of darker vehicles, tinted windows out there now. And there is, the rumor mill is that there are 2 bodies found. Now, his ID was found with him. That's how they identified him. And my guess is what happened is they were pulling his remains out. They found his wallet, stuff like that. His body was strewn apart. The hikers only identified 1 body, or, said, hey, there's a body down there. What's going on? Oh my God. So then the crime scene investigative unit goes down and starts looking around. They find, his ID. Okay, we've finally located him. And the hikers are no longer on the scene. So there's 1 body that is made aware of. These hikers can go to the news and say, hey, we found a body. Now, the people that I talked to were like, why do you think they're hiding the second body, Jeff? And then I said, well, maybe they don't want to scare the public, or maybe they have no intent on it. Maybe what happened is those hikers left. There's no one on the crime scene anymore. They pull out this body and they find another one. So only, a select few people know that there is a second body. Well, then I made the phone call, and here it is. All right, guys. So, like I said, I've got 2 contacts down in Richland, Virginia area that I have been in contact with about Richard Timothy Honaker's body. Things are apparently getting weird there, and I am going to give Richland, Virginia's police department a call. Let's see what happens.
Richlands Police Department.
Hi, good evening, ma'am. Curious about something on the Richard Honaker case. I was talking to somebody and they said there was possibly 2 bodies found up in that area. Is there any truth to that?
Of Richard Honaker?
Yeah.
Hold on just a second, okay?
Sure, thank you. All right, guys. So I'm on hold, waiting. I'm doing I research like crime cases and stuff like that, and I have a few people out in that area that have told me that there's possibly 2 bodies found in the area of the Richard Timothy Honaker case there. Is that true, or is it just the 1 body that was found?
We've had 2 unrelated cases. If you want any more information, though, I want to direct you to the investigator that's in charge of those crime scenes.
Sure. All right, so like you heard, 2 bodies. And then I stopped the recording because he gave me a name of the investigator to contact because he didn't want to go into any more detail. So tomorrow, you know who's going to be calling. And yeah, I'll have some info for you guys. So, all right. So tomorrow, I'm going to be calling and speaking to the investigator. But I really think, like, okay, if you look in a newspaper, there is not any mention of a second case with a second body in any of the papers in anywhere. I just double checked. Actually, I triple checked before I made this update. Okay. So what's going on? Why are they keeping it quiet? Did I catch them off guard? Did I catch... And I'm not... These guys were nice. The woman switched me over, as you heard. And the deputy that I spoke to, super nice guy. I, kind of explained who I was, this and that. Maybe he slipped. Maybe he wasn't supposed to say, hey, there are two bodies. Because in any of the newspapers in that area, there is no mention of a second body or a second case while they're looking at another body. So that's a mystery right there. A mystery. And I think that both family members of these bodies that were found, Richard Honaker and the other body, whoever it may be, the families need to know, the public needs to be made aware, especially the community of Tazewell, Richland, Pocahontas, all the other, there's a surrounding area needs to be made aware of, because obviously something's going on. There's a rogue dogman hunting, and for some reason it's comfortable there. I don't know if there's more than one. Chances are there is. Chances are there's a small pack. I know there's two or three different descriptions of the dogmen that are out there. There's like one that looks like a fox that is seen out by a cave. Two that are very large, atypical dogman description. So maybe there's a small pack, maybe there's a small hunting pack that lives there year-round. Periodically, they get sloppy, can't get a deer, can't get something. Get a human quick. But it's just strange to me that two bodies are found, yet in any of the papers there is no mention of the second body or another case. Why would they be hiding this? That makes no sense. Is there something to gain? Or is it to protect the public? But that's not protecting the public. The only way you can protect the public is by making them aware of every detail that is going on. Not right away, but, hey, there is a second body, guys. We don't know what's going on, but we wanted to make the public aware. But like I said, this is a small community. They're going to notice different vehicles, different people. It's kind of hard when you're used to everybody. You see your neighbors here and there, and you might not know him by name, but you know what he drives. He's the jerk that buys the Copenhagen at the Dairy Mart down the road, or this guy or this girl. She's at the bowling alley with Stan and Bob every day. You might not know someone's name, but you know the people and you know their vehicles, because it's that small of a community. So when you got some strangers coming into town and you've got some kind of atypical government looking vehicles, people are aware of this. People are going to ask questions. I'm asking questions. Hopefully I get some answers for you.
Now, that upload and conversation with the police department I have shared once. The reason why I'm sharing it again is because I talk about that conversation with that police department a lot. And I'll tell you why I do. Because what that conversation proves, and it still holds true today, because you heard with your own ears that police officer, that deputy, state that there were 2 bodies found in that culvert. One was Richard Timothy Honaker. The other was unnamed and possibly from a different crime, quotes. Yet, there has been no ever mention, 2 years now, of another body being found with Richard Timothy Honaker. Why is that? That's a question you need to ask. Okay? That right there, that conversation between I and that deputy proves without a shadow of a doubt, he didn't lie. He did not lie. What he did was he inadvertently exposed the lies. Because, like I said, still to this day, there is no mention of another body being found with Richard Timothy Honaker. Tell me why. You can't. The only reason why he did it was because his guard was down. His bosses didn't tell him what to say yet. And then, a week later, I called the Virginia State Police Public Resource or PR manager. Spoke to her. She couldn't even tell me how many people were missing or how many deaths had occurred in Tazewell, Buchanan, and Mercer counties. Mercer being West Virginia, right across the border. To me, a good state police rep, public PR, would know everything about their state, especially when things are making the news, right? So after that contact, guess what happened then? There was a whole bunch of police officers heading down to Tazewell in Buchanan County, Virginia, looking for some of these missing people. Guess how many they found? 1. But they already had him. They already knew where he was. He was in a cave. None of this stuff makes any sense, guys. Why are they lying? What are they gaining? You know, maybe if they were a little honest with us, the trust relationship, things would work out better. We need to trust our government. Our government expects to trust us. We need to trust them. We can't. Because they're always hiding stuff. And it's sad when they're hiding something like this. Something that can massacre families. Something that can take out whole farms of livestock. This is sad. And this is our government. Everyone stay safe, stay healthy, and may the Great Spirit watch over us all and guide us down that path that we call life.